So, Austine, what more can you tell us about what's happening there in Delta State?
Like what you rightly stated earlier on, there has been some political imbalances in Ughelli North local government area regarding the suspension of three councillors in the council. However, this suspension has, hit a lot of reactions from stakeholders, particularly regarding the political stakeholders in Ughelli North. Of course, we tried as much as possible to get across to the suspended lawmakers, but obviously most of them declined comments, claiming that their leaders are on top of the situation. From what we gathered so far, the three lawmakers were suspended based on gross misconduct, alleged gross misconduct, and vis-a-vis that they have been asked not to be found within the legislative chambers within the stipulated time. From the first information we gathered, there was no time stipulated for the suspension, but from what we are hearing at the moment, some information that we gathered said that the lawmakers were given 6 legislative weeks for them to be out of the chambers. So it has really been quite difficult for these lawmakers for them to get proper direction to what has led to their suspension. Okay, we saw some of them speaking on different platforms and so on and so forth. So we tried as much as possible to get across to them for them to be our guests of this show. So about a few hours ago, that the person declined that his leaders said that they shouldn't speak on national TV, that they are willing on the issue. But from other people who spoke to, they said that equally they confirmed that their leaders are willing into it, but they actually fingered the council chairman, that's Ajero, behind their suspension, and they are claiming that no legislative arm will suspend any lawmaker without interference or interferences of the executive arm of government. So obviously we don't really know how they are taking it at this point in time, but however, some of them said that they want to go to court to go and challenge their suspension in court. Others are arguing that this is family matter, that they will resolve it amicably. But others are saying that they are giving the local government chairman and the other lawmakers who suspended them, that they are giving them a few weeks for them to receive their decision, or they will meet heavy protest that will rock Ughelli North local government area. However, what happened that was on Thursday, from what they said, that they were actually told that there will be no plenary, considering what has happened in the past few weeks of celebrating 1-year anniversary. And don't forget to where that the local government chairman and their councillors marked their 1 year in office in Delta State about last week. But some of them said that because of what the local government chairman told them, that there will be a plenary, there will be a press briefing to showcase what he has done for the local government areas. And of course, it's going to be a joint house between the local government chairman and the serving councillors to engage the stakeholders to speak to the media about what they have done. And they slated time to be 7 a.m. in the morning. But after a while, about 2 hours interval, that the chairman cancelled it and said, okay, it's going to be, it's no longer going to hold anymore, that he had an engagement in Asaba. So he cancelled it. About an hour interval again, they said that they are going to convey, the councillors are going to convey, and immediately after that, what they heard, that they have been suspended for alleged gross misconduct. And obviously some of them were at home preparing for them to attend the plenary, and one of them categorically said that that suspension is null and void, that is purported that it will not hold, that it did not follow due process. Now, what are the issues at hand? Now, some of them said that the issues at hand regarding their 1 year anniversary, that the council chairman has actually came out to highlight what he has done for the people of the local government areas. But all of them, they 10 councillors, 7 in Ughelli North, 11 councillors, 7 in Ughelli North, that they have nothing to show for their 1 year anniversary. Hence, they are asking the council chairman to finance them, for them to go back and start projects that they will use to tell the people that this is what they have done. And at the end of the impeachment, at the end of the suspension process, it was alleged that 200,000 naira was given to each of the lawmakers that signed the suspension process for the 3 lawmakers in Ughelli North local government area of Delta State. Basically, these were what played out at the plenary on Thursday last week, where 3 councillors were suspended in the legislative arm of Ughelli North local government area.
You said that there's expected to be a protest that will shake up the community. Were you able to talk to the affected wards that their councillors have been suspended? What has been their reaction? What has been the political fallout in those wards?
Yes, the political fallout at the moment in those designated wards that those councillors were suspended, they were not happy about the process. And some of them are actually venting out their angers that they will take to the streets to go and protest if the chairman did not call the House to order, that there's no way councillors or lawmakers will be suspended without the interference or interferences of the executive arm of government. And we are unable to get across to most of them, but what we gathered so far is that the stakeholders from those affected wards and those councillors, they are pacifying their constituents for them to calm down, so that leaders of the APC in the state, who are now the ruling party, will prevail on the issue to speak extensively on what has happened in the area. But however, this is not the first time councillors have been suspended in Delta State over what they claim to be alleged gross misconduct. In some time past, nobody heard about them. Some time past, they will just suspend, and some of them will not go to the press. Some of them will not allow the press to talk to them. Some of them will not even divulge the information to the press. But this particular suspension of these 3 lawmakers is so significant, because at the end of their suspension, which they claimed that it did not follow due process, they went to their wards and their areas and begin to vent on their angers. However, we saw a viral video, a viral post about how the letterhead of the legislative arm of Ughelli North was used to solicit for funds. However, in course of speaking about it, some of them claimed that because the council chairman failed to provide them with necessary funds, hence they wrote to the revenue committee in the local government area for them to get those agencies, those parastatals, those involved in paying taxes and paying revenue to the local government, for them to go out on their own to start seeking for funds. And from what they said so far, that this is what actually part of what led to their suspension. That the chairman felt so slight. The chairman was angry that why should they go to that extent to begin to, search for funds. That particular financial request was sent to one of the financial institutions in the local government area. So, and most of them were not quite happy that you starved us of funds, you didn't provide us the constituency projects that we are supposed to embark on to at least tell our people what we have done. Now you are coming again to suspend us illegally, that they will not take it lightly, that they are going to ensure that I exhaust all the necessary process for them to get justice. Now, who is going to address this issue at this point in time? Will it be the council chairman? Will it be the governor? Or who else will address it? Because it seems at this point in time, nobody has issued official statement. Right. The party has not issued official statement, and the governor spokesperson has not said anything about what has happened in Ughelli North regarding the suspension of these 3 lawmakers.
Austine, let me ask you, right, as we wrap up, my final question for you is pretty much about, we know that most of the political structure has now switched lanes from PDP to the APC. Is this a case of internal party struggles? Is there more at play here? From their own assessment of the entire situation, what's at play here?
Yes, at this point, it's not related to party affairs. From our own findings, it's related to, power tussle. And, the chairman of the local government area claims to be powerful to an extent that he would just decide to act on few individuals to begin suspension process or whatever that may likely happen within the council area. There's a particular case that happened within one of the local government areas whereby the chairman heard about alleged impeachment, and of course he quickly mobilized to the legislative chambers and started enforcing, closed down the chambers, drove all the councillors away from the the chambers, and you know what it means when the third years of one of the arms of government is being, is being bullied, is being coerced, is being forced, is being intimidated. So they have to hang around the secretariat and so on and so forth. We equally had that period, there was some kinds of area boys that was brought to the legislative arms to deal with those councillors. So obviously at this point in time, it's not really political, relating to political parties, because all of them actually moves down to the APC, and all of them seems to be paying allegiance to the chairman himself. So what might have actually triggered this whole process, from what we have gathered so far, is actually linked to financial requests for them to begin their constituency projects in their area, so that they will be able to at least be abreast and more related to their people at their grassroots level. So we don't really want to, we really want to find out more about what has been happening in the area, so that we're able to keep our viewers updated with what has happened so far in Ughelli North, precisely.
All right. Well, Austine Azu, thank you very much for, bringing us up to speed with what's happening in Ughelli North. We'll continue to follow and hope that you bring us more detail as the story progresses. Thank you very much.